How does this all shake out in business travel? What are some of the things you're excited about in that that our customers will see, and the industry as a whole?
I think one of the big things is going to be kind of the AI moving from more of like reactive to proactive. So right now, a lot of it is you go into a system and you're asking questions, or it's like you reach out to even us. It's like you reach out to a travel agent and you're trying to get some sort of response or some sort of help in planning. And I think what we're going to see is that the AI is able to go through and kind of understand a lot more of what's going on as far as like disruptions, offers, things that are helpful and pertaining to your particular trip, that we can actually deliver it, and it makes sense for you to be able to leverage that, or for it to automatically leverage it for you. It's like, oh, we know that you like this food place. There's only one more spot left available on the weekend that you're going over there. Let's go ahead and make the reservation for you, and if we cancel it, no problem, right? Like, but at least that way we're getting ahead of the curve, and that way you're delighted without having to go and do all the work and effort in order to get that whatever the AI is trying to produce.
I like that concept of like a one-way or a two-way door, where if it's one way, you go through, you can't go back. If it's a two-way door, you can reverse it. So like booking a refundable flight or making a reservation at a restaurant or whatever, those are things that can be changed. And so, yeah, with AI being able to proactively do that action because it knows it can be reversed, it's not irreversible. I think that's great example. Yeah, I think so. The other thing is that I'm excited about is, again, I'm gonna talk about the FCM lens, is really how SAM becomes this sort of helps us redefine what the utility or the value of a TMC is, honestly, where it's not so much just about booking in policy things, traveling, and then getting you an invoice afterwards. SAM becomes this new interface that we can provide value and help throughout the whole trip. So from, booking your flights, planning your trip, to being at the airport, being on trip, landing, and being able to ask Sam, hey, I've got 2 hours between meetings. What should I do? Or I need a, reservation for lunch. Help me out with that. Being able to provide that value across with all the context of your upcoming meetings, because maybe you grant us access to your calendar, like being able to really help throughout means that, the TMC is not just someone who helps you negotiate rates and books. So I think that sort of like extended value prop, I think, is really interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that, and going back to the reservation, I mean, because reservation is, we have APIs, open table, there's things that exist for that, but being able to know that, yeah, you have a meeting that ends at 6 and you have 2 hours open. The distance from it is about, it's only a mile down, so it's not going to take long for you to get there. It has availability for 12 people, and you have a giant, you're taking everybody with you. You're going to have time. They're normally fast. It's an upscale place. It's professional. Like, I think that having all of that to be able to just deliver to you without you having to ask for it is going to be amazing, right? There's so much effort that goes into that nowadays that can be frustrating and stressful. And I think trying to remove that kind of stress from everybody's daily life, I think it's going to be amazing.
Yeah, totally. I think one of the things we're doing in SAM that's quite different is we're really focusing on multiple personas. So whether it's the travel manager, getting access to reporting and insights, or the traveler on the road, or the travel booker who's got lots of people. So with all those things, obviously the roadmap is vast. What's maybe one thing you're excited about that we'll be delivering in 2026?
I think one thing I'm really excited about is getting to a point where we can do bookings. Bookings is something that it's been highly requested, and it's something that we really want to be able to solve in a good way. I think that there's a lot of points that make it difficult to do booking, as far as maintenance, service, the ability to go in and search. And you probably see this in a lot of sites already, is like you ask for it and there's so many options that you can pull from, and being able to go through, sort from those, find ones that are actually, again, right timing based on preferences, and with the right class, the right departure date, right return, like all that, without you having to be so specific on all of it. We just learned it over time from what you do. I think is going to be really another phenomenal place for us to provide value.
Yeah, I feel like it's been tried many times where, we're going to show you the best option for you. And I just don't think that the technology and the personalization's been there yet. And so that I think we're getting to the point where we can now say we really think this is the best option because we understand your preferences, your behavior, your company policy, your preferred suppliers, and then just combining all those to like, this is the right thing and the price is correct. Because I think the challenge has always been that trust. Like, you're showing me this option. Do I really trust that, this is the best of the best, or you're hiding something? So I think that we're getting to that point where the level of understanding we can get to makes that super interesting. Yeah, I mean, I think the other thing that's exciting is that proactive nature, because Sam right now is great at answering questions. It's sort of like you have to initiate the conversation and then, ask the question, gives you really good answers. But you talked about that proactive stuff earlier. So I think that's really interesting, is where we understand you're on your trip, you are about to board, and we've seen something happen. We can be proactive, or we can anticipate what is the next thing you're likely to want to ask or whatever. So we've got your next best action. We're like, based on where you are, what's happening, here's what you probably want. That sort of proactivity, I think, is super exciting, where we turn Sam into being more proactive.
Yeah, I think one of the things in that as well is even the delivery of it. There's so many things that you have to do when you're planning a trip. Where are you going to stay? How are you going to get there? When are you going to come back? Where are you going to eat? All these things have to happen. What do you need to take? And being able to kind of like break that out over time to where it's not all up front. Just do all the thinking right now and plan it out for the rest of the trip. It's more of like, as it gets closer, as it's appropriate, giving you those suggestions. So it's like, oh, okay, maybe you don't need to know about packing, I don't know, a shaver or whatever, like right when you're doing the booking, but maybe, a couple days before, right when you start getting around packing time. Like now we can, remind, here's a little list of things that you might want to take with you while you're going on this trip. Stuff like that, I think is a bit more digestible for us, instead of having to do it all at once.
That kind of reminds me of a use case we've seen a couple of people use Sam for, is uploading the agenda of their meeting and then say, what should I pack? What clothes should I pack? And then Sam is able to read the agenda, look at the weather, look at the times and everything, and then sort of basically build you a packing list, which wasn't something we specifically built it for, but it just works really well at doing that. So these sort of like interesting use cases come up.